happens if one day you wake up and see a girl sleeping beside you, but she's no ordinary girl. She's a demi-human baddie. And she's so hot, she'll be making your everyday life really hard. But here's the problem. You can't do what Hulk's really good at. Smashing! Yep, the law says humans aren't allowed to bang this shawty. Or should I say, these shawties? Because you'll be living with a lot of them, making your life even harder. That's the problem this guy is dealing with. Kimihito Kurusu, aka...
Darling!
So, bro is currently living with this girl, Miia. Yeah, I know who you're thinking of when you hear that name. Yeah, nasty. These two started living together. Now bro's daily routine starts with a morning full of bone fractures and suffocation. Because look at that thing! That thing's thangin'! And because of her massive figure, Darling had to renovate his house just so they'd fit. Not only that, but bro has to keep her warm. And it's not what you think. Since Miia is cold-blooded, he has to keep her with something warm. You know, hot bath, hot blankets, hot meat. Now, since these daily temptations are so hard to deal with, one morning, Kuroko Smith, the so-called cultural exchange coordinator, whose job is to keep demi-humans safe and their hosts out of trouble, just spawned in the kitchen to remind Kurusu that, at all costs, he must not engage in prohibited matters. You know, like emotionally and physically hurting Miia, or, taking her innocence. But to be fair, this girl ain't acting innocent at all. Well, if he fails to avoid any of that, bro will be arrested and Miia will be deported. And while Smith is warning Kurosu, she's also acting very seductive, just to prove her point that bro is way too easy to tempt. But as things were about to get really spicy, Miia just grabbed RMC, had him choking, and warned Miss Nasty Smith to back the fuck off. So Smithy dips, telling our boy to keep his pants on. And the moment she leaves, Miia immediately tries to take them off, not giving a damn about the law. But before she commits what the Lord forbids in his 6th commandment, Kurusu stops her because he feels something start to break. And worry not, it's not his pee-pee. Bro just got his arms dislocated. Now you're probably thinking, why this mofo risking this girl? This guy is just a guy. And well, here's the lore. You see, 3 years ago, humans and demi-humans were living completely separate lives. Liminal girls like Miia were basically hidden from the public. Then the government dropped the cultural exchange between species bill, and suddenly, demi-humans and humans could live together. But again, pipe laying is a big no-no. Now, our boy Kurusu wasn't even supposed to be part of this program. But because Kuroko Smith can't do her damn job, she accidentally dropped Miia at his house and forced bro to adopt her. And even though this was a huge mistake, Miia decided she's staying. Why? Simple. The first time they met, Kurusu treated her differently. Bro wasn't terrified, he was nice to her. Actually, too nice. So from Mia's perspective, this ain't just a guy, this is her guy. The one human who saw her as more than just a half-snake monster. And now she wants him so much, she's ready to risk deportation and the wrath of the law just to get that darling experience. And things are just about to get good. So the next day, the two started dating, quote unquote. And Smith warned Kurusu that he should be with Miia all the time. Miia took that personally, so when they passed a lingerie shop, she dragged Kurusu's ass straight to the changing room and started asking which bra would fit her. Bro managed to escape by just saying, "They're both good." But on his way out, he grabbed something weird, and he's standing there like, "Nani?" Until Miia pops her head out and says, "That's my panties. Give them back."
Oh no!
Bro got so flabbergasted that Miia yeeted him across the street. Still, the two actually had a good time together. But as they were having their moment outside, there's one thing you just can't get rid of in humanity: racism. Some random guy and lady started making fun of Mia's race, and she almost attacked them. But our bro blocked the attack and reminded her that both species aren't allowed to physically harm each other. Or, get instant deportation. Since the crowd was starting to pile on and make fun of them, Kurusu decided to take Miia somewhere Smith specifically warned him not to go: the Love Hotel.
Oh yeah.
It's not like bro was gonna do anything sus. He just wanted Miia to be safe from the public. But while they were in there, Miia started discovering things she definitely wasn't supposed to know. And limited knowledge wasn't enough to stop her intrusive thoughts, so she started doing what she always does with Kurusu. Then, in an instant, everything was like... the entire room basically exploded, and the cops entered the chat like the Ginyu Force making a dramatic entrance. When Smith realized it was just a false alarm, it didn't help that that same guy and lady from earlier started laughing at them again. Miia almost went for round 2, but Bro came in swinging and unleashed that United States of Smash, smacking those two clowns so hard they broke the damn window. But the hit got Kurusu injured, which just made Miia fall for him harder. Especially when he said hitting them wasn't worth getting deported. Plus, he wouldn't forgive someone for being rude to a girl. That hit Miia right in the feels, so she instantly pounced on him crying and started stripping. But then Smith entered the chat again and ruined the moment because she was hungry. Miia got really pissed at Smith, but instantly changed her mood when Smith handed her something she dropped: her panties. So, when Miia and Kurusu were outside hanging laundry, Girl was in a really good mood because of what happened yesterday. But when she said she was gonna protect our boy next time too, Bro started screaming because this girl just swooped in and yoinked him. This is Papi, and since she's got a bird brain, she even gets confused about her own name. He drops Kurusu in a tree like it's an Amazon Prime delivery, then instantly gets distracted by an ice cream truck. So Kurusu ends up buying her some ice cream, which was a totally big mistake because Papi's got no hands and she instantly drops it. And it gets worse. Kurusu offers her his popsicle, and Girl starts doing the Glog Glog 9000 because she's afraid of holding it and dropping it again. And everyone is just staring at them. But Bro makes it even worse when he pulls that thing out of her mouth. Cream goes splattering everywhere. Now her face is all sticky, so she decides to, clean up by taking a bath in the fountain, dragging Kurusu with her. Oh Lord! And look who just arrived! Miia! And Girl is ready to start World War III. Now we've got Snake Waifu versus Bird Loli doing WWE in the fountain, and Bro's just dying in the middle of it. But then everyone gets distracted by a random little girl stuck in a tree. Wait, how did little sis get up there? Oh, she tried to get her balloon. Skill issue. The gang tries to help, but Papi's too wet to fly. Miia climbs up like a champ, but gets tired and ends up spooking the kid, who falls. Miia misses the catch, and little girl almost gets despawned literally. Papi catches her, but since she's still wet, she can't flap those wings. But no worries, Kurusu saves the day. The parents thank them, and like in all classic entertainment, the cops arrive late. But then the officer's like, "Yo, where's Papi's host family?" Kurusu tries to improv and totally rizzes Miia again, saying he's the host for both girls. Hell yeah, that's my boy! But just like any cop, Bro wants to see the receipt. Perfect timing. Smith spawns in with paperwork. The funny thing is, she always has that paperwork because no one else wants to host Papi. And so, Smith forces Kurusu to take her in. Then Papi says she wants to take a bath with Kurusu, and Smith's shocked that Miia isn't even complaining. Mia's like, she's just a kid. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, tell that to Diddy. Then Smith hits her with, nah girl, she's the same age as you. And the moment she hears that, Miia rushes to the bathroom like Johnny from The Shining, destroys the door, and screams, I'll bathe her myself! So she ends up washing Papi, warning her that if she lays a hand on her darling, there will be consequences. But Papi's just like, joke's on you, I don't even have hands. Meanwhile, Kurusu is still under the door, dying. Oh, please, someone help this guy. And just like that, our prayers have been answered. When Bro was about to go home after doing some groceries, out of nowhere, bam! He gets run over by an Musume. This is Centorea Shianus, and she starts yapping that Bro is supposed to be her master. Master? But ain't no way Bro can answer that because his soul almost left his body. So Bro calls up Smithy. And damn, what in the actual goon is she wearing? Now Kurusu tries to talk to Smith, but she's too tired to say the full details. Plus, it's her day off, so she just says Bro's gotta look after Syria for now, then hangs up on him. Then a thief zooms by, nearly sending our boy to Jesus, but Bro was already in a different version of heaven. Now Shianus instantly decides they're going to chase him down, because her centaur pride won't let him get away. But since, the law says she can't attack humans, that's why she needs a master. Someone who can fight alongside her. So, to catch up with a thief, Bro ends up riding her. And it's not what you think, you sick, twisted freaks, you. But it's still not appropriate for him to do, which I'll explain later. And for now, let's just say centaur traditions. If Bro can't ride her, what the heck is he supposed to do? Well, he can't ride her, but he can grab her. Ooh, big brain, big brain. Though she warns him that if his hand starts moving in the wrong direction, she'll throw him off. Foreshadowing. Because after they chase the thief and do some street parkour, Shianus almost catches a guy, but gets shocked because our Bro accidentally grabs her massive plot device and rips her shirt clean off. Thief gets so distracted, he ends up with a nosebleed and crashes into paint cans. And since Shianus can't process what just happened, they crash too. And, uh-oh, that guy's got her sword, and he's about to swing. And since Kurusu was the chosen one, Bro jumps in and blocks the attack. Well, did he die? Nope, Bro's alive. The sword's fake. But now he's got a bigger problem, cause Smith explains that centaurs have a really, really strict rule. Only their master can ride their back. For them, it's basically marriage. So if Shianus was against it, that would basically be, grape. So the moment he sees Shianus in the corner, Bro jumps so high and comes down sliding into a full-on Dogeza. But a girl just says he can call her Syria instead, and she's the one apologizing for getting him hurt. And before he can even process that, she grabs his hand, puts it on her chest, and goes, "Feel that in my heart? I know this shit is destiny." Then she starts referencing Greek mythology and declares Kurusu her master. And here comes Miia and Papi. Mia's like, "Who is this horse chick?" Papi's just like, "I'm hungry." And of course, the situation in the house just got even harder. But the thing is, we're just starting. Because sometime later, in the middle of the night, something serious is happening. And if Bro doesn't do something about it, he might lose his life. So here's what happened. Miia started yapping about rules, reading them like the Bible because she still can't get over the fact that Syria kicked Kurusu in the face, which was an accident since Bro walked into the bathroom without knowing she was in there. While the two ladies were fighting, Papi is in the corner struggling to understand the law, but gives up because her brain only has 3 gigs of memory. She's so tired, she just wants to take a bath with our boy. Bro tries to say no, because he knows weird things happen in the bathroom with these girls, but he's got no choice since no one else can go with Papi while those two are still arguing. Inside the bathroom, everything gets weird. Kurusu tries to help Papi into this high school swimsuit Smith gave her, and when that's done, they get in the bath. Papi's on top of him, and she starts talking about how she sees him like a brother. Aw, sweet. Yeah, until she immediately takes his hand and puts it on her chest, if she had any. Which is not something siblings do unless it's Sweet Home Alabama. And when things are about to get really aggressive, Syria bursts in like a knight in shining armor and takes him to the park to escape. On the way, she starts talking about centaur culture. Kurusu tells her to chill and try other things since she's part of a cultural exchange. And then he notices she's looking at a couple holding hands. She decides she wants to try it too. At first, she tries to play it off, but when Kurusu actually holds her hand, she gets so rizzed up she turns red and hides her face in embarrassment. But that sweet moment ends fast when Miia falls from the sky. Because Papi dropped her. And then, things started to get out of hand. Smith arrives and tries to tranquilize them, but Kurusu accidentally blocks the shots and passes out instead. When he wakes up, the girls are apologizing and promise to hold back, but he tells them they should treat each other like family and not hold back just for him. The moment he says, family, Smith gives off an aura that Bro does not like. And it's bad, because she reveals that this whole time, she's been running an experiment so the law would allow humans and demi-humans to get married. And Kurusu is the test case. And in the end, Bro will have to choose which one of the girls he's going to marry. Oh boy, and since marriage is on the table, things are about to get really terrifying. That night, Bro can't sleep. Miia knocks on his door, worried about him. But when she comes in, she's acting weird. Yeah, she's always flirty, but this time, it's like she's bewitching him. Then Papi crashes through the window, not even wearing underwear. But before things escalate, Syria crashes through the door and explains that the girls are acting like this because it's a full moon, which means their instincts are off the charts. Hold up, is Syria good? She ain't crazy tonight? Well, that's what she says, but clearly she's not, because she starts flashing Kurusu too. Now Bro realizes these girls can't control themselves, so he's gonna save his own ass. He hides in the kitchen and tries to call for backup, but Smith isn't helping. She even drops her phone in the bath. The only useful thing she tells him is to use ice to cool the girls down. But it's too late. The crazy ladies are already there, and they find him lying on the floor, surrounded by blood. They calm down for a moment, until they realize it's just ketchup. The next morning, they all wake up to see Bro beat up, and none of them remember what happened. Kurusu plays it off, saying it's his fault for being so indecisive. This time, he's decided he'll start dating all of them as potential marriage candidates. He says he'll look forward to it, and then passes out. But Kurusu, my guy, let me correct you on that one. You won't be dating 3 of them because there's gonna be more of them. So the girls still can't get over that bro will be dating all of them. Miia is fantasizing. Siria's polishing her sword. But we all know she wants a different kind of sword. And Papi is just being Papi. When bro finishes cooking, everyone gathers for dinner. But when Miia opens the lid, she sees something staring back at her. And that thing pounces right on her head and almost drowns her.
Oh no!
Siria explains that it's a slime, one of the species humanity hasn't officially recognized yet. But no need to worry, because she'll protect him at all costs. Now when the slime shows itself again, Siria immediately attacks, but it has 0 effect. They both end up completely soaked head to toe in that premium jelly. So the two wind up in the bathroom together. Siria slips, admitting she needs help getting the slime off her body, while bro's lost somewhere between her VIP double-decker marshmallow pillows. So bro starts cleaning her up and accidentally ends up washing her cheeks. Then panics and goes straight for her honka-donka. After that awkward moment, Kurusu asks why the slime attacked in the first place. Siria guesses it's looking for water. Hold up. If that's the case, why are you guys literally in the bathroom then? And speaking of, the slime's back again. Siria tries to grab her sword, but accidentally unsheathes the wrong weapon. And in her panic, she slips. Now our boy is completely alone with the slime. But then something weird happens. The slime transforms into a baddie, suffocating bro with her twin weapons of mass destruction and giving him a very hands-on rub-down. As her whole body's liquid, she almost drowns him. But bro outplays her by diving into the tub. The gang sits down to discuss what to do with her, worried they might get into trouble. You know, kinda like what Trump was trying to deal with. Illegal immigrants. But before they can decide, Papi's already turned her into a friend and even named her Sue. Then they notice Sue looks small? Isn't she supposed to be bigger? Kurusu figures she probably shrank from running around the bathroom. Now they talk about telling Smith, but if they do, she might imprison Sue. Papi, of course, mishears everything and thinks they're trying to put Sue in jail, so she grabs her and dips. While escaping, Sue panics when she sees the river, but luckily, she doesn't fall in and lands right on bro. Why panic? Because too much water might actually kill her. Then Kurusu and Papi start arguing, but she insists she'll protect Sue no matter what. Suddenly, a bunch of kids run up. Turns out, Papi's been sneaking out and hanging with them. But bro notices the boys are just playing with her cause they're straight up gooning. Sue sees this, walks to the water, and absorbs a lot of it, instantly becoming huge. So, wait, you're telling me she can be both a lolly and a mommy? Damn! The boys line up thinking they're lucky, but joke's on them, Sue blasts them all with water, completely outplaying them. As everyone's having fun, these two idiots ruin it again. This time, driving a pickup truck way too fast. Bro can't stop it in time, and one of the girls almost gets hit, but Sue saves her from being isekai. Then the wall nearby starts collapsing. Sue almost falls into the water, but Papi grabs her. It doesn't last though. Papi's got no hands, and Sue's last words are, "Thank you,
Papi.
Tragic." But then Papi hears Sue's voice again. She's fine! Bro drove the pickup just in time, and she landed in the back with a pose good enough for the cover of FHM. Now bro breaks it to Siria and Miia. Sue's living with them now. Of course, they complain at first, but bro says it's no big deal and tells them to think of Sue like their child. Instantly, both of them start imagining their future and change their minds. On the way home, Miia tries to warn Bro that Miss Smith is already at the house, so he better not go in. But it's too late. The second she says it, Bro's already at the front door. And Smith sees exactly what they were trying to hide.
Oh no!
Crap! Now the gang's trying to plan how to deal with this when someone knocks at the front door, and Bro's shocked to see a full squad of contractors who immediately start renovating the entire house. Meanwhile, the girls dip because they think it's the government trying to mess with Sue, so they head outside. But they're being followed by MIBs. As they hide, Papi accidentally gets herself wet. Well, she was actually just trying to give Sue some water, but that's okay because right now, Sue starts doing something really weird. She's licking the moisture all over Papi's body. Now the two ladies are panicking because if they get wet, Sue's coming for them. While our bro's looking for them, he runs into a girl in a wheelchair, and she's coming down a slope at Mach speed. Kurusu pulls out his plot armor and manages to save her. So this girl is Miro, and she's super grateful to Kurusu. And just as Bro's about to say he's gonna bounce, cause he's looking for his girls, Miro says she actually saw them earlier. Back to the ladies, they try to deal with Sue, and now they're all coated like Krispy Kremes with extra filling. They plan to move to a different spot since the MIBs are still on the lookout, but Miia starts teasing Syria that they'll have a hard time hiding because of her massive cake. She proves her point when Syria accidentally destroys a faucet. And now her cheeks are all wetty, and the slime's gonna do what she's gonna do. And Syria can't hold it in. Girl starts making those sounds, but Miia covers her mouth. Still, as the slime keeps going, Syria starts drooling. 2 down, 1 to go. Now Mia's soloing her, but she gets distracted when Bro calls her out and gets absolutely bodied. The trio's down, and her next target is Mero. But Bro instantly stops her with a plastic bag. Easy. Back at home, renovations are done. Then Papi thanks Miss Smith for building a room for Sue. But here's the thing. Smith doesn't give a shit whether Sue's an illegal immigrant or not. She just doesn't want another headache at work. So Bro asks why she even bothered building a room for Sue. Turns out, the room wasn't for her. It was for Mero, because she's a mermaid, and she's also moving in. Mia's instantly jealous, especially when Bro's carrying her. That's only because Mero can't climb stairs. Still, Miia gets so jealous, she accidentally breaks Mero's wheelchair. But Miia suspects something sus about Mero, so she tries to team up with Syria and Papi to deal with her, and fails. Then, while Mero and Kurusu are sitting by the pool, Miia sees Mero pull Kurusu underwater. Girl jumps in to rescue her darling, but the pool's too deep and too cold, and she starts losing consciousness. She wakes up to see Kurusu saved her. Turns out, Mero wasn't trying to drown Bro. Kurusu actually saved Miia from Sue, who tried to attack her again. Later in the bathroom, Miia apologizes, but still declares she won't lose to Mero and won't let her marry Kurusu. But the thing is, that was never Mero's plan. Her goal is to have a tragic love story, just like the Little Mermaid. Mia's confused. Heck, I'm confused. But Mero makes it clear she wants Miia to end up with Bro. She's happy being the side chick in this story. Papi and Syria hear this and realize they should never underestimate Mero, 'cause this girl is crazy. So Mia's been trying to learn how to cook, because she wants to be a better bride for our boy. So she's leveling up her lowest waifu stats. But while girl's daydreaming, she suddenly feels something in her body. And it's not the good kind. So she starts zoning out, to the point where Bro calls her out that the pot is boiling, and she panics, grabs the hot pot with her bare hands, and sizzles herself like bacon. Now she's sitting there with her hands all wrapped up, refusing to come out of her room. Not because she's upset about what happened, but because there's something else going on with her body. When Bro finds something on the ground, she finally admits that she's actually shedding. Now the problem. Her hands are messed up, so Bro's gotta help her. So Kurusu steps in, but you can see our guy is having a hard time. Because this girl is auto-spamming those sweet, sweet sound effects so loud, the entire hood starts hearing them. And the thing is, they just finished doing the back part. Now the real challenge is the front. So Miia covers Bro's eyes and points to where he needs to go. But his hands end up at the forbidden door, and she catches him so off guard, she twists his whole body. Feeling guilty, she whips up dinner for him as an apology, even letting the whole gang taste it. But their souls almost left their bodies. Needless to say, don't let sis ever cook again. The next day, Kurusu comes back from shopping, and Papi's trying to say something really important. She finally spits it out. She's about to lay an egg. Hang on, wait. She's preggy? Everyone freaks out and starts beating up Kurusu. Until Papi clarifies it's just an unfertilized egg. Chill, ladies. There's a ding-dong at the door, and this shady dude just strolls in with a camera. This is Kasegi. He says he overheard their convo about the egg and claims he's a director shooting a documentary on interspecies exchange. Bro even shows an ID as proof, and since the girls are part of the program, they let him start interviewing them. But the more he talks, the weirder it gets. Asking the girls about their underwear, groping Syria, and pocketing Mia's shed skin like it's some rare Pokemon card. When Poppy's about to lay her egg, Miro shows up, but Sue casually reads Kasegi's mind and exposes his real plan. Sell the egg and the footage. Kurusu hands him a store-bought egg, distracts him, and lands a clean punch to his face. Everyone gets rizzed. When Papi finally lays her egg for real, Miia covers Bro's eyes, and the girls start spamming the most graphic commentary imaginable. Later at dinner, since Papi stored her egg in the fridge, Miia accidentally cooks it.
Oh no!
Meanwhile, Kasegi escapes and ends up arguing with this 8-legged baddie, who turns him into a silky burrito and says she's interested in Kurusu. Oh no, these girls just don't stop coming. Now, somewhere around the shopping district, there was a manga store getting taken over by a group of orcs calling themselves the Pioneer Orc Renaissance Kinsmen. In short, Orc. And their demands were kinda disturbing. They wanted more orc-related content in the erotic manga section. Yep, that's it. I mean, sure, goon all you want, but is violence really necessary? And thanks to the whole no force on non-human species law, the cops couldn't do anything. But Miss Smith rolled up with a plan. Meanwhile, the orcs caught a member of the Cultural Exchange Security Squad sneaking in through the ceiling. The leader bragged that orcs could smell guns, women, or pretty much anything within 1 kilometer. Even though they found their captive attractive, the leader still filled her with bullets and called it self-defense. 2 other orcs searched the store and found a helpless girl who, according to them, looked just like the standee of Sweetie Witch Mako-chan. They pressed her against the store window and taunted the police, planning to give her the Kasuga treatment. That was the opening Monaco needed. He sniped the guns right off their hands from the rooftop 2 kilometers away. Then Dionisia burst through the wall and Echo slammed the orcs. Girl's an absolute unit. The dead agent from earlier? She was just playing possum. Well, she's still technically dead because she's a zombie, hence the name Zombina. and she instantly outplayed the rest of the orcs. When the orc leader tried to use the hostage as a human shield, she dropped the act, spread those damn legs, and heel kicked him in the chin. Surprise, she's a doppelganger. Name's Doppel. Finally, Miss Smith arrived to clean up. A fan-out reveals that Kimihito's homestay girls had been watching the whole thing on a recorded briefing introducing MON. Monster Ops Neutralization. Miss Smith then complimented Caruso on his coffee and announced she'd invited some new co-workers over for dinner. But that wasn't the last time the Mon Squad had a mission. After getting a distress call from the fake director, they raided his place, but the spider lady managed to slip away. Yet they found something unsettling. When they headed to our MC's house, Smith warned the girls, because at the fake director's place, they found a paper with Caruso's address written on it. Smith's asking where Bro went since they needed to protect him. Too late. Caruso had gone out for groceries, and right in front of his house, he got abducted.
Oh no!
Now Caruso wakes up in some abandoned warehouse, hanging upside down, and comes face to face with his mommy. I mean, an Arachne who introduces herself as Rhaenyra Arachnira. He's surprised he's not terrified. Dude's calm as hell. Rhaenyra cuts him loose and teasingly asks how long he can keep up the tough guy act, and Bro instantly crawls away. Not because he's scared of her, but because he's been traumatized by too many boobies. Man's low-key got mastophobia right about now. Just then, a security officer shows up to check on strange noises in the warehouse. Rhaenyra hides on the ceiling with Kimihito in her grasp. The problem is, the position pushes Bro's face right into her chest. And he stays like that long enough to rise to the challenge, which Rhaenyra notices, realizing she's giving him a very hard time. The officer leaves, and Rhaenyra rewards him by hanging him from the ceiling, then wrapping him up like Frodo Baggins, but, 10 times sexier. Then she leans in, pressing her soft side to the back of his head, and going full NSFW. Now Rhaenyra starts sharing her lore, explaining that her old host family expected a cute docile liminal, not a spider girl with 8 legs and attitude, so they handed her over to the fake director, Kasegi. She's sick of humans, calls them hypocrites, and even accuses Kimihito of only liking her human half. But our boy claps back. Nope, it's the legs he finds sexy. Dude's had a leg fetish this whole time. Wait, so does that mean Miia never had a chance? Bruh. Anyway, before things escalate, the police show up with Miss Smith. She starts yapping about Rhaenyra attacking the fake director, but Bro thinks she's talking about him, since he also punched the guy.
Oh no!
Yeah, what a dumbass. But this moment actually made him riz Rhaenyra, especially when he said he'd hold them off while she ran. And later, Miss Smith agrees to let her stay with Caruso. And we all know that if a new girl arrives at home, the day will end up not so good. Now our guy wakes up and reaches for his alarm, and starts grabbing the wrong one. After breakfast, Rhaenyra praises Caruso's cooking and calls him honey, which is something you really shouldn't say when Miia is in the room. Miia even tries to find some backup, but Rhaenyra charms Papi, Sue, and Mero with ease. Even Syria seems unfazed, claiming she has no problem with a new spider girl. Though she does start sticking uncomfortably close to Kimihito, squeezing him against the wall, apologizing, and offering to let him ride her. Kimihito asks why she's acting differently, and Syria reminds him that he's her master, and she'll stay by his side. She finally gives him some space when he says he's going to the bathroom. But things just go sideways when Bro suddenly starts screaming. So Syria and Miia charge in, only to find Rhaenyra on top of Caruso. Rhaenyra spins a quick excuse. Syria buys it, but Miia doesn't. Well, it doesn't stop there. Later, Kimihito ends up in a giant web in his own bed, with Rhaenyra dropping from the ceiling and starts stripping. That moment, Syria slashes the door, grabs Bro, and jumps out the window. While running, Syria starts daydreaming about running away with Bro and marrying him, until a gang of human punks show up and starts trash talking. And Bro gets grabbed by one of them, and since Syria can't fight back because of the law, she's stuck doing nothing. Until sticky threads suddenly fly in and wrap them up. Rhaenyra drops in and scares them all off. Syria thanks her, only to turn around and see Rhaenyra already flirting with Kurusu. And that's when Syria finally admits she doesn't like Rhaenyra, especially when she's being all over him around her master. Rhaenyra just laughs and says it's fine to love or hate whoever you want, you just gotta be honest. By the time they're walking home, Syria still doesn't like her, but she knows she can't trust her. Which is why, when they get back, she offers to make amends and says she'll do anything Rhaenyra wants. Well, big mistake, because Rhaenyra ties her up and starts doing spider-exclusive premium content things. But the next day, something bad happens. Bro's sick, and the girls were really worried. While Miia, oh boy, Mia's about to play sexy nurse. But before things get weird, Miss Smith bursts in through the window and warns the girls that she's quarantining Kurusu because human viruses can mess up a liminal's body way worse than ours. And since there's no cure if they catch it, she's gotta keep them away from him. So she'll take care of him. Truth is, she's just skipping her actual job and crashing at Kurusu's place. Now since no one can enter Bro's room, who's gonna take care of him? Well, Sue's their only shot since she's a slime. So they start teaching her by making her copy what she's supposed to do. First, Sue starts talking like Syria and does the forehead check. But it doesn't work cause she's full liquid, and Bro nearly drowns. Next is Mero's treatment. Mermaids use medicinal baths, so they set up a kiddie pool for him. But it's ice cold. He'd have to stay there a week, and yeah, that's not curing him, that's killing him. Then we get Mia's cooking. And hey, the white rice actually looks decent. Until Mero tastes it and almost dies. Turns out, her white rice was literally just everything she could find with the word white on the label. Thankfully, Bro didn't eat any of it cause Sue had already scarfed it down. Then comes Papi's wing wrap method to keep him warm. But Sue goes full feral and freaks him out. Finally, Sue tries Mia's full body massage method, pressing up against our boy until he passes out. While he's out cold, she uses her antenna to peek into his thoughts. Finds out he's sick because he went out in the rain to rescue her. Feeling guilty, she decides to nurse him back to health her way. Bro wakes up later to find Sue basically reverse hydrating him straight from the source. And it worked! Bro's fully healed. Then the door gives way under the weight of all the girls who've been eavesdropping. While they're all picking themselves up, Kurusu says Sue cured him. And for the first time ever, Sue talks on her own, apologizes for making him sick, and says she loves him. Then Mia's ready to throw hands. Sue just switches back to mimic mode. Then Miss Smith wakes up, and now she's sick. She calls her co-workers for help, but of course, they can't, cause they might catch it. Thankfully, Bro managed to shake off the sickness, but the thing is, how's he gonna handle a death threat? So here's what happened. The girls were completely shocked when they found Kurusu was going out with Miss Smith. Well, that's what they assumed. Now, to find out if this is true, they all come up with this insane idea. First, Mero disguises herself as a maid in the maid cafe where Smith and Kurusu are dating, and Bro actually recognizes her, but doubts himself because ain't no way she can walk. Well, she can, with the help of Sue. Smart. But that didn't last long. because Meryl started sweating, and we all know what happens when someone gets wet around Sue. Yep, free sound effects. Next, Smith and Caruso hit up an arcade while a video game cosplay event is going on. This time, Bro notices Papi dressed as a cosplayer. But that can't be her. Look at that girl. She's got hands, and of course, boobies. That's not Papi. Inside the arcade, they gotta inform the gang, so Sue acts as Papi's arms, but accidentally drops the phone into her dress and straight down into her underwear. And then Sue starts groping Papi, which attracts a bunch of gooners. Centorea tries calling her, but the vibrations plus Sue's, fondling make Papi completely lose it. Later on, Bro and Miss Smith head to a restaurant where Miia and Centorea spy on them, sharing Sue as a disguise and hiding their lower half behind an ice cream stand. But, funny thing, Caruso notices them and goes, "Why does everyone I meet look familiar?" The two try to listen in on their convo, but more customers show up, the noise annoying Miss Smith and making her decide to take Caruso somewhere private. And I mean, a love hotel. Miia quickly goes after them, causing Sue's disguise on Centorea to rip and flashbang the entire crowd. Mia's still in full incognito mode, a reference only real gamers would get. And on the way, she spots Rhaenyra showing up, revealing she's been with them the whole time. Using her silk to pick up sounds from the windows, Rhaenyra eavesdrops on Kimihito and Miss Smith, planning to use it for blackmail. But Miia started to change her mind, saying Bro wouldn't cheat on her, and that Caruso was probably doing this for a reason. Well, turns out her instincts were right. The two got grabbed by Nisha, tossed into the room, and held at gunpoint by a surprised Zombina and Monaco. Miss Smith, Kimihito, and Double are just sitting at a table, wondering what the two are even doing there. Now, everything is clear. They ain't dating. She's actually protecting our boy, as Bro just received a death threat. From someone so jealous they can't stand the thought of him marrying one of the girls. And if Caruso did, they'd kill him.
Oh, no.
Yikes. Smith asks the girls to take Bro out on a date as bait to lure out whoever sent it. Mia's excited until she sees Meryl tagging along. Meryl swears she's just the supportive mistress. And in the background, Smith's team is on watch, but Tio, as his secret bodyguard, ain't working because this lady is a snoo-snoo. Meryl drags them to an aquarium, gets them in for free, and even leaves Miia and Kimihito alone long enough for a kiss. Well, almost, because Meryl swoops in and ruins the vibe with fish trivia. Mia's pissed, and gets even madder when she sees Bro enjoying Meryl's dolphin show. She storms off and bumps into a smooth-talking lizard man who invites her outside because it's warmer there. Tio spots them leaving and wants to follow them, but she hesitates. Caruso's still her top priority. Smith points out the target could be one of the girls too. Oh no. Too late. They're already on a boat. The lizard guy starts bad-mouthing Caruso. Miia defends him, and then he drops the act. He's not a lizard man, but a dragon newt named Draco, king of reptiles. When Miia resists, Draco decides to claim his bride, only for Kimihito to charge in with a paddle boat. Meryl's stolen Draco's oars, so he's stuck. Caruso rams the boat, pulls Miia ashore, and gives her his jacket. Draco crawls out shivering, still demanding Miia. Bro's still too nice, even offering to help him dry his coat. But while helping take it off, he realizes Draco ain't a he, she's a lady. She admits she just wanted another reptile friend and hates men. Also, she didn't send a death threat. Then she leaves, swearing she'll never accept Caruso. Miia then finds something in Caruso's jacket. It was supposed to be a surprise. Bro tells her to turn around and slips a snake heart-shaped necklace around her neck. Mia's so happy, she nearly kills him with a hug. Later, Tio's got Draco pinned while Smith writes her up, warning her not to ditch her host family again. But if she's not the one who sent the death threat, then who is?